Hi, Chris here. How's it going? So I just want to take you through what happens when you receive a spreadsheet from myself to help with coaching and things like that. So what you'll do is you'll receive a link like I've just prepared there. You will click on that, whether it'll be in Facebook or however I've sent it to you, whether it's by email, and it will open a window in like this. So what happens then is this is what you'll see. It'll come up like this. And obviously, if you're being coached by myself or you're just using this for self accountability throughout the system, you can then go to click here, click edit in browser. Okay, you can click edit in Excel, but it doesn't work so well unless you've downloaded the app. So you can do that if you want to, but that's a bit more advanced. So what happens here is you're going to click edit in browser. It'll reload. So then what happens there is you'll be in this window here. So you've got the tabs across the bottom. The first thing you're going to do is change the date to whenever it is we're starting. So today's date happens to be the 6th of the 1st. Okay, you can fill all these details out if you wish. There's also a calculator in here to be able to help you work out basically what estimated calories would be in level 1, but obviously you have to go through the find your maintenance section as well, so don't forget to do that. So you can go where it says starting weight here, and if I put my starting weight today on the weekly data, it'll give you some sort of estimation. If you remember from level 1, it gave you a number here as to the lifestyle multiplier. So because I'm very active, I times it by 15, and this will give me an estimated calorie number and an estimated fat loss. This is by far from the accurate number. Remember, this is just an estimated guess. So what we're doing here is trying to find out where you are. Then you'll go through level 1, and that will help you find out what your maintenance is. So let's presume that you've done that, and you're going to start using a spreadsheet. So you're going to start putting your numbers in here. So let's say we started here and we had 191, it was 192.5. So on some scales it will give you, do this in pounds by the way, so on some scales it will give you the point, it will be like 1.1.5, so you'll put 0.5. If it's 1 1/4, you'll put 192.25, and it'll work out the difference. So if I just carry on putting some numbers in here, it will then on the right hand side it will add up all of them together. Now, so because we haven't got a second week to work out the average, it just gives you the average for that 1 week. So all the calculations has happened is it's added them together, it's divided by 7 and gave you a number. So the second week, it could look something like this for me. It could be a 0.5, it could be 191, it could be 190. So this is what it might look like the second week. So what's going to happen then is it's going to do the same thing. It's going to add up this number. It's going to divide by 7. It's going to give you the number there. So that was week 1. That was week 2, and it's then going to tell you whether you've gone up or down. It'll also tell you some prompts here as to what is this good or bad. So at the minute 1.6, that would be within the 1% on level 1, which is good. So that's okay for me, and it's told me that this is an ideal body weight change. So basically what you can do then is if you are on level 1, you can just estimate, or you can, if you want to, you can type in the number of calories that you've been eating on a daily basis, and you can just use this as a reminder to what your macros are if you're on level 2. So that's kind of what I'm eating at the minute during my fat loss phase. And some people, if you are the detailed planner, which we talk about in level 3, you might want to put the exact numbers in there like this. For me, I don't like to do that. I like to make sure that I just try to hit this number every day within a few. So I might hit 295 and not really worry about it. So that's how I tend to go. So from there, it will then add up your calories. If you do this all week, so this is something I will do, I will then drag this down, and I know that on this number here, 18,200 is what I eat per week. So that means that if I want to use the 24-hour, 48-hour window, which we talk about in level 3 and 4 of Empowered by Eating, you might want to make this 250 and you might want to make this 350 because you're doing a family meal on the Saturday, for example, and it helps you see that the calories eaten during the week is the same. So obviously the rollover here was like no more than 25% or so we suggested. So that's going to help you with long-term adherence and things like that. So that's kind of the spreadsheet quickly gone over. We have here number 2 toilet visit, meaning did you go to the toilet okay for number 2? You can change this to say yes or no. If you're being coached by myself, this will help me if I see this. If I see something like that, this weigh-in might be something like this for this particular person, which obviously is myself, and I know that there's some sort of toilet issue going on here and that's why you weigh more, and we can account for it, and then we can look at your fibre intake and we can look at things like that to help mitigate this non-going to the toilet issue. So going a little bit further, we can then start putting measurements in here. We can then add the measurements, and then about 3 weeks later we can add them again, and this is going to help you see, as well as the scales going down, it's going to help you see the measurements going down. Or if your interest is to gain muscle, you can see the biceps and the quads going up and the chest going up and the waist going down. So this is going to help with self-accountability as well, because you're writing it down on the paper. So you're writing it in the spreadsheet. So all you do is write in here whatever measurement you decide to use. I prefer millimeters, so you could write like 80 centimeters in there, and it'll give you a good number. So just keep it the same. If you decide to use inches, that's fine. So you might do 36 inches or something like that. Whatever's fine. In the notes section, again, you can put what you want, like didn't feel good. That doesn't say did feel good. Didn't feel good, or you could put felt hungry. This is going to help me see how you're feeling on a daily basis and also help yourself. So you can see where you're not feeling so good and why. In the exercise section, if you can measure here what your exercises that you're doing somehow. So if you can exercise, for example, if you use an exercise tracker like a Fitbit, you could put like 200 calories burnt. Say for example you're doing swimming pools, you could do 42 lengths in a swimming pool, and you could write that. So let's say that was a few times per week. Let's write swimming there. You can then like copy it and paste it, so you know you've done 3 days, and that's great. It's going to be self-accountable to yourself again, so it's going to help long term. So you could use this to keep a track on your exercise, and maybe you go to the gym for 30 minutes. You could do that. So I go very detailed here with mine, but it's not necessary. But all this overall is going to help you. So what you're thinking now is what to do. Do you have to save it? Do you have to do anything special? There is all these options here. But because I gave you the link, when you just then close the window, this saves automatically. In fact, it's saved now as we're speaking. It's already done it. So whenever you type something, it automatically saves. So there's no need to save it. There's no need to do anything else. There's no messing about with emails going backwards and forwards. All you have is that simple link. You open that, you click edit, and you off you go editing. Then you close it when you're done. So that can only be done on a computer really, not really on a phone. So I hope that's helped, and it will help me with coaching you. It'll help with you if you're not getting coached by us, but you're using Empowered by Eating anyway. And it will help with self-accountability, because at the end of the day, the main goal is for you to be able to do all of this on your own, long term, for the rest of your life, and be able to handle your own intake and be able to get to the goal that you want to get to. So I hope that's good, and if any questions, don't hesitate to post in the Empowered by Eating group.